Hello. In this video, we're going to take a look at opening, editing, and sending a Word doc from within the G Suite environment. If you haven't already, I'd recommend first watching the video titled Word Docs versus Google Docs. Before we get started, I want to quickly make sure you can access your files. Now, since I don't already see the Files app here in my taskbar, I'm going to click the launcher icon and search for Files, and click on the white file folder with the blue circle. Now, this is how you browse your file system. Some of you may be using Google Drive to do this, but that only includes the files you've synced with the cloud, whereas this one includes your Google Drive and your downloads folder, which you'll need to know how to find later. As an aside, if you want to keep the Files app in your taskbar at all times, you can just tap the icon with 2 fingers to open the context menu, or right-click with your mouse and choose Pin. So the first thing I want to do is open a Word doc. So I'm going to grab a critical incident report from the back office. You can see it has the extension docx. When I click that, it's going to open up in Google Docs, but because it's a docx file, it's going to be in Office compatibility mode. And you can tell because it's got the Word icon up here on the left-hand side, and it still has the docx in the file name. If this was a Google Doc, this would be gone, and this would be the Google Doc icon. And you'll notice if you look at the drop downs, that it really wants you to convert this to a Google Doc, but you don't have to. And in this case, we really don't want to. We just want to save this as a docx. In order to do that, we actually have to make a change to the file of some sort. So I'll just make a change here. And as soon as I do, you'll see that the red box pops up at the top. Edits will not be automatically saved. Save now. This gives us access to save this to the local file system. So I'll click the Save Now. It'll open up the Save File dialog. And if you're not already in your Google Drive, you'll want to click on that to get to the root there. And I'm going to create a new folder. You don't have to do this. I'm going to create one called CIR to keep all of my critical incident reports. And if you double click on that and change the name of the file, you can save it in here. I'm going to name this CIR blank so that I can use this as a template later on. So I hit save, and then we'll see the tan box up here, file saved. All edits will now be saved automatically. And this is an important distinction in G Suite. Once you save a file locally, all changes to it are saved automatically. This can be problematic if you want to reuse the form as a blank. So I'm just going to add the words Health Affiliates Maine to the agency name and close it out. You can see all the changes have saved locally. I don't need to do anything. I'll just close this. And now if I go back to my Files app and go into the CIR folder where I saved that, I have this blank document. Now, if I was just to open this up and start making edits, it would automatically save over this blank. So instead, I want to create a copy for my new CIR. To do that, I want to click on the file, and I can either on my keyboard hit Control C to copy it, or I can open the context menu again by either tapping with 2 fingers or with a mouse using the right click button and choosing the copy option. Now I just want to paste the copy right into the same folder, so I'm going to click off of that, and I can hit Control V, or I could have just used the context menu to paste, and alternatively, there's a little menu over here that I could find a paste option from as well. Now, I don't like the name of that, so I'm going to click on it, and you can hit the Control Enter key or use the context menu to rename it. And I'm going to rename it to something specific to this client and date. Hit Enter. Now when I double click on this, it is going to open it in Google Docs, as Office compatibility mode again. But now when I make changes, it's going to save those changes over this specific document and not over my template. So from here, I can go ahead and fill out the form. which I don't really need to do at this time, but just to illustrate, when I make changes, you can see the changes are automatically saved locally. So when I'm done, all I have to do is close this. Finally, I'm going to send this file to my supervisor by opening up Gmail and clicking the Compose button. I'll compose my message, making sure to add the word secure to the subject line, since this message will contain PHI and I want it to be encrypted. And I'll click the little paperclip icon to open up the attachment dialog and navigate to my CIR folder and find the file that I just created. I'll click on that and hit open, and that will attach it to my email. Once it's uploaded, I'm just going to hit send, and I'm done. Now, there are many more ways that we can edit, send, and share files from G Suite, and we'll be tackling those in future videos. But for now, this is the best and simplest method. Please let us know if you found this video helpful and send an email to helpdesk@healthaffiliatesmain.com if you have any trouble.